So as you write your goal, when I write my goal, you can write your goal. Do you believe? Do you think it's happening? Do you feel it's far away? Does it scare you? Like what really goes on in your mind, right? So if we want to build the faith, not be afraid, we have to repeat it again and again and again and again and again and again. So that's why we want to read it, write it every day. Read it and write it every day. Read it and write it every day until you start believing it. At the beginning, the goal is going to be scary. The goal is going to be like, wow, there's no way I could do this. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to believe it at the beginning. Eventually, you have to build the belief. Like after, I don't know, week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, whatever, because it is what you want. You have to allow the belief to start coming. But are you going to persist? Are you gonna be able to last that long with the goal? And that's why in lesson one, when we learn how to set a goal, a worthy goal, talks about decision. Like you really have to make a decision. This is what I want. And the fact that you're writing it every day is also an indication that, yeah, okay, I'm reminding myself, this is what I want. I'm so happy and grateful now that, this is what I want. You say you want it, you say you want it, you say you want it. It's like imagine like the little baby, and I think in Nick and Rich somebody says, play a game on your subconscious mind. Play a game on yourself. Like you're like a baby. Accept everything. Just accept it. Don't fight it. Don't fight it everywhere. Play a game. I think I'm gonna find the small little paragraph that says that. It's from the auto suggestion chapter. It says, carry out these instructions as though you were a small child. Inject into your efforts something of the faith of a child. The author has been most careful to see that no impractical instructions were included because of his sincere desire to be helpful. So, why does he say that? Well, because the child will accept everything that the mother will give him, or the dad will give him, or the brother, because the child just is innocent and he doesn't know, or she doesn't know. They just accept. I think I've been reading this auto suggestion chapter since last month, and I still don't fully understand it. It's pretty cool. Last night, as I was reading it before I go to bed, I got stuck on that paragraph too. It's like, okay, maybe I should remind you guys all of this. Read it like a child. Then the last paragraph, when he goes, after you read the entire book, come back to this chapter and follow it in spirit and in action. In spirit and in action. So we can believe something and we can think about it intellectually, but if we don't do anything, you're not going to feel the fear. We're working on fear this week. So he said, in action. So you got to do it on the inside, in the spirit, and in your mind, but in action. This is where that really counts. If you don't do it in action, nothing happens. Read the entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principle of autosuggestion is sound, that it will accomplish for you all that has been claimed for it. As you read, underscore with a pencil every sentence which impresses you favorably. So I guess I must have read it, whatever, a month ago or so, or even before. And that's why I'm reading it every night until I really 100%, 1000% let that auto suggestion thing work, because it's a big goal, to making your annual in a month. It's a big goal to go from 10,000 to 100,000, 10,000 to 20,000, whatever it is a big number. Your body, your system is not used to it. The reason you're not making whatever dollars per hour that you want is because you don't believe it, you don't feel you're worthy, and you haven't asked for it. But as soon as we create the thought, the reality, when we take the thought and start creating the thing and get into the feeling of it, it has to happen. It has to start moving into motion. So So now somebody would say, well, why don't I make $200 million? Well, you can. What are you willing to pay for it? What is the price you're willing to pay? Because they say nothing is for free. Okay? Nothing is for free. So here's for my goal thing. All right. So write your goal. But also in the auto suggestion chapter, he reminds us again of how to write the goal. And he gives an example. And he goes, okay, for example, suppose that you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January, 5 years hence, that you intend to give personal services in return for the money in the capacity of a salesman. Your written statement of your purpose should be similar to the following. So, okay, so he gives a full example how much money you want to accumulate, and he tells you how to write it. And this was about a week ago when I compared with the way I write it compared to this book. Now, I've been reading this book for a while, but my statement did not sound like the way he did it. So I'm starting to write it now like he did it here on page 87. Is it exactly like it? Not yet, but it's at least similar now. No, I don't know why I didn't do it 2 years ago or 3 years ago or 4 years ago, but I read this book. So here's what he said how to do it. Do some no words. This is hard. Where is my abundance meditation music? That music, how about that? So he said, by the day of January 19th, whatever is your date. So let's say it's June for us, right? Or May or December. By the day of January 19th, I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of salesman. This which of selling what? And he said, describe the service you're selling. So he's talking about the QQS formula, right? Quality, quantity, and service. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render. In return for it, I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money. I will follow that plan when it is received. Second, repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. Third, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it night and morning and read it just before retiring and upon arising until it has been memorized. Remember to carry out these instructions that you are applying the principle of autosuggestion for the purpose of giving orders to your subconscious mind. Remember also that your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions which are emotionalized and handed over to it with feeling. Faith is the strongest and most productive of the emotions. Follow the instructions given in the chapter on faith. Very interesting. I bet you if we were to do a survey, very few of us would have our statement written the way Napoleon Hill said here too. I know mine is not. I know I didn't even remember in any of the classes with Bob to be like that. So does it need to be like that? Maybe not, but maybe it should be close. It's up to you. I don't know. I already have mine written, so I have to kind of rethink how to write it. But the key here is the application of it as a child, right? Like start thinking of it as a child. All right, so let's get to the iPad and get into the fear lesson. Let's do that. Okay, we're going to share. iPad cable is connected. Boom. All right. So I think we were here. Dun, dun, dun. Results. Perfect. So this is in the lesson. We did the first few pages the other day, and we're going to do a few more pages today. And so think of your goal. Think of your goal. How close are you to your goal? Look what it says. Let go of the past. Do not permit old conditioning to prevent you from performing new acts in an efficient and effective manner or from enjoying that which is your birthright. Okay, cool. So you are where you are right now. I am where I am right now. I start reasoning with my goal. I'm thinking about it. I kind of want it. I kind of, want to move into action. And then, we start having this anxiety, this feeling of it. What do I need to do? What do I do? What do I do? And then most of the time people will go back, or they will do a little bit of it and then they go back. Or you start applying for a new job and then you go back, then you don't, right? Or you look at how to open a business, a franchise, a thing, and then you go back because we're hitting this terror barrier. So that's what he's teaching us here. It's interesting. I don't remember seeing these words either. Competitive plane of life, cooperative plane of life. So as we go through this and you start creating your new business, your new life, your new thing, you're in creation mode. You will either step forward into growth or you will step back into safety. So it's considered that where we are is safe. That's why we are where we are. But if you want to grow, you have to go through this terror barrier. You have to go through this mechanism. Otherwise, you go back to safety. Now, why is it so difficult? Well, because we are making it difficult. Let's take a look. Key points. Anytime you are setting a goal that results in you skipping a couple of rungs on the ladder of success, you will run up against the terror barrier. Whenever you go to make a serious change in lifestyle, moving out of your comfort zone, you run up against the terror barrier. With any change that would come under the category of a major change in your behavior, the terror barrier will instantly and automatically be standing between you and the good that you desire. When this happens, you have a choice. You can step back into safety and continue to experience the same results year after year, or you can be courageous and experience the growth that you have been seeking. The 4 steps in the psychological process of experiencing growth dealing with the terror barrier. Step number 1. In the psychological process of experiencing the growth dealing with the terror barrier is bondage. So we were talking about this step, bondage. That's step number 1. In the illustration of bondage, we show a person who is getting X type results. So you're getting X type results. That's X type, whatever the income right now. This is what you're getting. Results but you're not happy with this. You're not happy. You're not happy with the money. You're not happy with the lifestyle. You're not healthy with this lifestyle. The results are caused by the X type conditioning in the subconscious mind. So you have X type conditioning in the conscious, X type conditioning in the subconscious mind. And even though the person has the ability to choose whatever thoughts they want, they continue to create the power. They continue to create from the power that flows into the mind, X-type thoughts. So by now, I think you're probably starting to accept that thoughts become things, right? Thoughts become things. And if you don't, it's okay. Just accept the idea for now. If you don't believe it today, that's okay, but accept the idea for today. So your thoughts get in here, get in here, get in here. So thoughts are around. The power comes in. You take these thoughts, you get into the desire of it, you get into the feeling of it, get into the motion, you start getting X-type results. That's what's happening right now. So what is he asking us to do? Okay, let's see what he's asking us to do. So now you start going outside the house. You start looking outside your comfort zone and you get an idea. A new idea comes in. Now, these signals here are your senses. They go on high alert. what you hear, see, touch, feel, taste, what everybody else around you tells you. So you're getting X-type results, but you have an idea. I got an idea. The second step in the psychological process of experiencing growth, dealing with the terror barrier, is reason. In this illustration, the person continues to get X-type results, results they do not want, which are caused by X-type conditioning. You're conditioned to X-type, the way you live, the way you're breathing, the way you're working out, the way you sell, the way you talk, the way you show up, your self-image, everything is X-type conditioning. You're getting X-type results, but you're thinking Y-type results. You're starting to think about it, but you're still getting that. And we don't want these results. We want something different, which are caused by X-type conditioning. And even though on a conscious level, they create an idea on the living life they do not want, they do want, illustrated by the Y, nothing in their results change because they just deal with the Y idea on the conscious level. And because they have not internalized it, they do not act on it. So you can have an idea and it comes to your conscious basically, and it could be here. It's just like you can read a book. If you don't get into the feeling of the book, nothing happens to you. If you don't take any action out of the book, nothing happens. It's just information. It's just information because we're not acting on it. Nothing in the results change because they just deal with the Y idea on the conscious level and because they have not internalized it. Internalizing it is not just, you have to get into the feeling of it. They do not act on it. You got to act on it. So the person can mentally see themselves with what they want. They can even think about what they want, but nothing in their life changes because they have never internalized the idea. So internalizing the idea, internalizing what idea? The Y idea. The Y idea has to be fully coming in here. It has to sink in. It has to think in because this is the feeling mind. This is the part that gets you 98% of the results that you're doing. They can even think about it, about what they want, but nothing in their life changes because they have never internalized the idea. Okay, perfect. So let's do that. Now, let's see what happens here. Third step. Bondage, reason, conflict. So the third step in the psychological process of experiencing growth by dealing with the terror barrier is conflict. So you see we have bondage, reason, conflict. Before we cover the state of conflict, it is important for us to bring to your attention again that the ideas a person is emotionally involved with control the vibration they are in. The idea that you're involved with controls the vibration that you're in. The idea controls the vibration that you're in. Vibration on a conscious level is referred to as a feeling. And although the results they are getting are what they do not want, they feel comfortable in the vibration they are in because they have been living with it every day, probably most of their life. So here you have this vibration, you have this idea, you have this feeling, and this is what you get. Most of your life, most of my life, same thing. In the illustration above, the individual becomes emotionally involved with the Y idea, becoming involved with the Y idea. The moment the Y-type idea is impressed upon the X-type conditioning, the electrical system in the individual's body goes haywire, and they are in XY vibration. So as we start thinking about it, right, when we're impressing it now, we're starting to actually move. We're starting to spend money. We're starting to think about it. We're starting to be in it. We're starting to actually, he says, the body goes haywire, and they are in an XY vibration. Worry, fear, and doubt. Worry, fear, and anxiety strike. The worry on a conscious level, the fear on a subconscious level, and the anxiety on a physical level. So physically, you start feeling like that. The whole three of them hit so fast and with such impact, the result is the individual's mind in a terrible state. So you know, that's where you feel strange if you go to do something you don't want to do yet. You want to do it, but you're not comfortable with it. You get this anxiety. Why, you ask? The new Y idea is the new idea is driving them ahead, and the X idea is driving them back. The conflict is unbearable. They can't go ahead. They don't want to go back, and they can't stay where they are. Going ahead is the answer. It's how their life will improve. However, a lack of understanding of exactly what's taking place inside of the person causes the person to retreat to familiar territory. They quickly bounce off the terror barrier all the way back to bondage and then rationalize to themselves why that is a good place to be. It's comfortable. They're familiar with it and they settle for it. Now, let's give some examples. How many people do you know they joined the network marketing company? They try to do a couple of sales and it doesn't work, and then they go back. How many people do you know that they start a business and they not able to move it forward? They try, you get the idea, it seems good, you start to follow directions, and then you kind of half do it, and then you go back. It takes all kind of things to make things happen. It takes all kind of, it's not just a simple thing. So, doing on time. Perfect. We're doing very well on time. Bondage. We're going to go from bondage. We're going to go from bondage to reason, to conflict, and then to freedom. Understanding permits a person to step forward into growth and freedom. The doubt, fear, and anxiety have not left. However, through understanding or study, they know if they persist, it will leave. By continually getting involved with the why idea and acting on it, in spite of the fear, over a relatively short period of time, the conditioning changes and they are living in a brand new world created for themselves by thinking into results. So we're thinking. So yeah, that's what you're learning. You're studying. Studying means you're studying. That's how we're gonna abolish the worry, doubt, and fear by studying. We're gonna get some knowledge, right? You're gonna just get the idea, accept the idea, accept the idea. When a person is facing the terror barrier, various negative limiting thoughts are flashing upon their mind, and although they can see on the screen of their mind the good that they desire, they have absolutely no idea where the resources are going to come from that will enable them to see their goal manifest. There's only one problem in the whole world that anyone will ever have, and that is ignorance. Ignorance is simply not knowing. Ignorance is simply not knowing. And you remember the right, negative, positive. Remember that, with the stickman figure. We've been doing that for the last couple of days. Ignorance is here, knowledge is here. And we have to go from ignorance to knowledge. That's what we got to do. We just don't know. You're scared because you don't know how to get the money. You're scared because you don't know how to get the loan. You're scared because whatever it is, we just don't know. There's always a way. We just can't see it. Somebody knows. Their ignorance causes a limiting and a destructive mental process to begin to take place. This process causes such discomfort that their conscious attention becomes focused on the negative side of their situation, and as a result, the negative side of life. Such thinking prevents them from continuing to move forward and upward in the direction of their goal. All right, ignorance. Doubt or worry registers on a conscious level. As the doubt is internalized, it causes fear on a subconscious level. That fear must be expressed the only way it can be, through the body. The body moves into vibration, more commonly referred to as anxiety. People don't express anxiety, it's internalized. Number 5, the anxiety is suppressed. Suppression turns into depression. Depression is actually anger turned inward. The depression turns into disease. The disease expressed in the body causes the body to break down and move into a state better known as disintegration. So he's describing that diagram that we're talking about most of the time. These are all negative states. Every one of them could be eliminated by developing an understanding of the laws of nature, as well as the workings of the mind, coupled with faith. A person must understand that nothing is created or destroyed. Everything they'll never ever need is already here, if not in one state, in another. All the knowledge that ever was or ever will be in 100% equally present in all places at the same time. All the power there was or ever will be is also 100% equally present in all places at the same time. The way to build the airplane, the internet, the personal computer has always been here. What was lacking was an awareness of how to bring these things into form. Following the laws and the process which enabled us to accomplish what we have accomplished to this time will also give us everything else we desire. By placing themselves in the right vibration, an individual will attract into their life everything they need as they need it. The graphic illustration on the following page clearly explains the two paths that we follow in life. One will lead to everything we want. Unfortunately, the other leads nowhere. So that is a very important paragraph. You might like it, you might not, you might fight it. I don't know about you, but I finally accepted that, the way he said, the way to build an airplane has always been here. We were just not aware how to get this airplane in the air, right? Until the Wright brothers learned what to do with the wings. Everybody was putting engines and motors on this plane, and they're trying to put this thing up in the air. It didn't work. It's too heavy. And then they figured out this air motion thing, and they were able to put this plane up in the air. Everything they needed was already here. The wings, the air, the fins, everything was already here, but they were not aware how to put it together like this in some special formation and in the way so they can have this liftoff, right? The technology was already here. It's just we were not aware how. Same with the phone. Same thing with the iPad. Everything it's already been here. Like nobody's creating a new material. We're just discovering a new material. That's the idea. But we fight it. We don't like it because we don't see it. We have so much ignorance. We have so much worry and doubt, and we don't persist because we run out of money. We run out of patience. And that's why a lot of us will not create a lot of new, big things. We can just take something that's happening and just multiply it, do more of it to get money. And very few people will actually create the new stuff because they're able to get this, what I call the creative process. And this is a creative process that we're talking about. This is part of the creative process. We will do one lesson eventually on the creative process by itself. Okay. By placing themselves in the right vibration on an individual will attract into their life everything they need as they need it. The graphic illustration on the following page clearly explains the two paths that we follow in life. One will lead to everything we want. Unfortunately, the other leads nowhere. Okay, so what's the graphic? Well, it's this graphic. Okay, so you're either going to be in this state or you're going to be in this state. And you want to be in this state. You want to be in this positive state. No matter how bad it is. No matter if you're not making, just like what I showed you the other day with that girl, right? It doesn't matter. See yourself that woman that you're becoming. See yourself the man that you're becoming. See yourself earning the money. See yourself making it work. See yourself making the deal. See yourself making the presentation. See yourself uh getting successful. See yourself as driving that car. See yourself living in that house. See yourself instead. What a lot of people do, it's not going to work. I'm not going to get the money. I won't be able to do it. But yet they want this goal. They want this goal so bad and they cry about it and they cry to everybody. So instead of being here, why not just be here? Because when you're here, you're going to get the ideas. You're going to get the idea who you're going to need to talk to, who do you need to meet to get it done. That's the bottom line. Knowledge. The opposite of doubt and worry is understanding. It exists on a conscious level. So that's in the conscious mind, intellectual mind. Understanding leads to an emotional state, which is faith. Faith is expressed on a physical level as well-being. That's a good vibration. Well-being is never suppressed, it is expressed. The individual is sending out good energy into the universe. And of course, the universe rewards them by sending a like energy. That expression is what leads to momentum. The momentum is commonly referred to as a state of acceleration. All this happens because the body is in a vibration that is polar opposite to disease. It's at ease. That enables a person to continue moving in a creative vibration. All right. So what I'd like to do now, I'd like to do, just start thinking about the goal. We're going to bring the goal to mind, and then we're going to do the quick meditation, and then we'll listen to the full lesson again from Bob and Sandy. But I want you to think about your goal. And we're going to do maybe 1 minute silence or so. So yeah, maybe do a couple of minutes silence. So just think of your goal. I don't know if you want something on the screen. I can probably put something up on the screen. Let me find something to put on the screen. Maybe something will help. Some people have difficulty just looking at a screen like that, but I'll find maybe where's my dot? Where is the dot? The dot. Where are you? Put the dot. I had the dot. Oh, okay. Well, we'll put this picture. How about that? Okay, we'll put this picture on the screen. This is better than a dot. So I want you to think of something on your mind, okay? And basically, I'm preparing you to do the meditation, but we want to do like a little bit breath work, a little bit mental preparation. This way, the 4 minutes meditation becomes very, 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 very effective. Okay, so my goal is a money goal and a well-being goal and a people goal. So you think of whatever your goal is and just focus on that thing. But to help you, I have this is one idea, all right, on the screen. And just be calm, just be there, and just be in a very, very relaxed mode. Just totally relax, basically. Just relax, kind of thing. Let yourself sit loose. Let yourself just close your eyes, sit back in the chair, and let's totally relax, kind of thing. You don't have to carry yourself. You don't have to carry your shoulders, your tummy, your shoulder. Your fingers. Just let them drop. Don't be flexing and stuff. Just let your feet relax, kind of thing. Just tell yourself to relax. Just start commanding yourself to tell yourself to relax. Just totally relax. Here we go. Okay, so that's just only been 1 minute. I know it probably felt like hours for some of you, and you probably shattered some kind of record, but it's nice to be in awakening state, but yet quiet. And that's how you have to learn to quiet the mind. So let's do it again. But I want you to relax. Just tell your feet to relax. Just drop it. You're not carrying your feet. You're not carrying your butt. Just sit fully on that chair. And if your tongue is up in the upper part of your mouth, that means you're not relaxed. Just relax your jaw. Just relax. We're gonna do 1 minute like that. Okay, here we go.
Close your eyes. Let yourself totally relax. Okay. You just hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice. You're nothing but my voice. I want you to totally relax. Let all tension leave your body. Sit upright. Don't go to sleep. Totally relax. You just hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice. I want you to feel and see a beautiful lavender energy flowing right into the crown of your head. It's a lavender energy. It's going to circulate through your brain. It's moving right in the back of your eyes, into your nose, your tongue, your throat. This beautiful lavender energy is flowing freely. It's circulating through your head. It's circulating down through your neck, into your shoulders and down your arms. It's right down to your fingertips now. Your arms and neck and head are totally relaxed. This beautiful lavender energy is circulating right through your body. You just hear my voice. You hear nothing but my voice. You're totally relaxed. You have the strongest urge to lift your right arm in the air and you can't move it. It's too relaxed. It's a bit of a phenomenon. You know you can, but you can't. This beautiful lavender energy now circulating through your chest, circulating all through your chest, down through your abdomen, down into your hips and the lower part of your body. It's moving down now through your legs into your knees. And you can just feel this lavender energy. It's a healing energy and it's circulating through you. It's giving you the most magnificent feeling. It's going down now through your legs, right into your ankles and into your feet. Your whole body is totally relaxed. You're totally relaxed. You just hear my voice and you're totally relaxed. You have a wonderful feeling. Now you can feel this energy is healing every molecule of your body. Every molecule of your body is healing. And the words of Price Pritchett come to your mind. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Just because you can't see it and feel it, you don't know it's happening. It's still happening. There's a healing energy. It's circulating through your body. Everything I've said is recorded in cells in your brain. Every word I've said, everything you've experienced right now is recorded in your cells in your brain. At any time, you can sit in a relaxed state and instantly drop yourself into this state and activate the sound of my voice and the feeling in your body. You're totally relaxed. Now I'm going to count from 1 to 10. Each time I count a number, you're going to feel new energy flow into you. Every time I count a number, you're going to feel new energy. On the count of 10, you're going to feel like you've had a wonderful rest. And you're developing the strongest urge to practice what I'm doing right now and practice it frequently. And you know that every fiber of your being is moving back into a perfection state. There's perfection in every cell, and you're coming back into that state. We're going from 1 to 10. Every time I count a number, you're going to feel new energy flow into you. It's the most magnificent feeling. You're up to 1, 2, 3, 4. This energy is flowing into every molecule of your being is being rejuvenated. There's the most phenomenal feeling in you. On the count of 10, you're going to open your eyes. You're going to feel like you've had a wonderful rest. And this magnificent experience is going to stay with you for the rest of your life. And you will always practice this. Every day you're going to practice relaxing and permitting this beautiful lavender energy to flow through you. And you know it's a healing energy. We're up to 5, 6. There's a phenomenal energy moving into you. On the count of 10, you're going to open your eyes. You're going to feel like you've had a wonderful rest. We're up to 6, to 7, to 8, 9, 10.
All right. That's wonderful. So basically, now that you are in this relaxed state, what we want to do, we want to study the lesson that Bob has for us on the terror barrier. And I want you to stay in this acceptance state. All right. So I want you to stay in this like receiving positive acceptance state. So we're probably going to go over a couple of minutes, but it's all good. So, all right. I'm going to also stop the live stream now because that video is a special video. It's actually proprietary. So we'll just stop the live stream and we'll just be